The X-Men are tremendously popular around the world. They exist in so many different formats, whether it is the feature films or whether it is that they've got an animation series that's going on.
The X-Men are so open to interpretation and have been interpreted by so many creative folks over the decades.
They have a very cool look, and the powers are very cool. Being able to interpret those over into the anime world will really give people a chance to see something in a new and bold direction.
I love X-Men anime, and I love getting to work on it because I'm a huge X-Men nerd. I will totally admit that. You know, I came in with the cartoon and I got into the comics, and it was really an entry point for my love of comics in general.
Like most comic fans my age, I grew up reading the X-Men. And I would say the X-Men, in terms of the comic audience, has the most devoted following. So to see them animated at all is always very exciting. But to be done in such a way that's appropriate for adult fans like this, I think is doubly exciting.
But to mix it in a world of anime, which is able to deal with more mature themes, whether it is the violence, the hatred, the romances that go on, you know, within the galactic soap opera that is the X-Men.
The X-Men in this series are sort of Warren's X-Men, who appear in his comic for the most part.
The joy of writing Astonishing X-Men and in writing the X-Men as a group lies in the fact that they're all very smart people and they're all a little bit nuts. In a different way, all of them. They're all a little bit crazy.
It was important to find somebody who understood the world, who understood a way of telling stories that would balance itself out both within the anime community and also within the Marvel community. And what Warren has been able to do is to tell an X-Men story which is wholly unique to the anime world, but by the same token will feel familiar if you're an X-Men fan.
A family, by definition, is a group of people you didn't choose to live with. And that's very much how I think of the X-Men, not as a family, but as what a family is. It's a bunch of people who are just all in the same boat, and they've known each other all their lives because there was no other choice.
Warren Ellis has done a brilliant job of taking sort of a core team of characters with personalities that interact in an interesting way, because there are literally hundreds of characters in the X-Men universe. So he picked a great team, and he told a great story that hinges on a new character to the X-Men universe in the comics, who is Japanese.
And we get to kind of experience Japan and experience the X-Men through its potential new member, Hisako. We sort of get to see them through her eyes, this kind of crazy family dynamic that they have. It's a classic X-Men tale in terms of a new member coming in and learning about the X-Men and learning about the issues that the X-Men explore.
It turns out the Japanese location is really unique for the series and works on a lot of personal levels for the story.
There are some just amazing pieces to it, you know, in terms of where we go in the series. What's exciting about the X-Men in anime is just getting to see characters that I've never seen animated before and getting to see them in that kind of dynamic anime style and getting to see Madhouse, which is, you know, like icing on the cake, do them.
Madhouse has been encouraged to interpret our characters in a fresh way for this medium. And they did so, again, with the X-Men in a wonderful way. And I think in this case, they took some of the things that they found most appealing about the comics versions and things that they felt could be fresher for the anime format, and it's a mix of both, and I think it really works.
We wanted to let Madhouse play a little bit with their interpretation. You know, in comics, different artists draw characters all the time, and it's totally fine, and it's still the same character, but there is going to be a difference.
Everything that's done, it's done as a partnership. While we always want to remain true to what it is that they're trying to create, we also need to also remain true to the DNA of the characters, and to make sure that they really do look like the way that they would look. So you're not going to see a Cyclops or a White Queen or a Beast that you just go, well, I don't know, that doesn't look anything like what I'm familiar with.
The Wolverine in his own series and the Wolverine in X-Men are slightly different. It's the same character, same universe, but they're going to look a little bit different. In Wolverine in his own series is a lither. He's not as built up.
They are anime interpretations of our characters. They have sort of a sleek coolness to them that you just go, oh wow, that's kind of how you would do it in an anime style.
Anime is so kinetic, and the X-Men's powers and the way they fight is very dynamic and exciting. Every character has unique powers. Some of them are very physical, like Beast and Wolverine. Some of them require cool effects, like Storm and Cyclops. So being able to execute those in cool visual ways is just perfect for anime.
That's really been the biggest gift that Madhouse brought, was that they very much embraced the true anime elements that was going to make it something that could stand alongside with the other things that they've created through the years. And at the same token, it never strays far enough away from what you would see as Marvel, so that if you've never seen anime before, you can still watch this and go, okay, this is a cool version of an X-Men story that I've not seen before.
In the X-Men anime series, there are different elements that will be seen. The U-Men, which are from the comics, appear, and they're a little bit of a different interpretation of them, but still the same idea behind it in terms of humans, wanting mutant organs. They're very scary looking in this series. There's some other mutants characters that will appear. There's some Easter eggs if you're eagle-eyed later in the series. In the last episode, everyone kind of comes together. And if you look, I'm sure you'll find plenty of well-known faces from the Marvel U. X-Men is this story that just, I think, touches everyone. Even if you're not a huge nerd like me, you can still watch the X-Men films, or the X-Men cartoons, and find something or someone in there that speaks to you.
That's really what's made the X-Men so popular through the years. Not so much the idea of that they're powerful or they're weird or they have great fights or any of those things, that it really is a character-driven production, and that it is the problems that they have and those mature themes are things that anime so readily allows for it to happen.
It's fun seeing that family come to life, and I'm a part of it. And I love it. I love X-Men.